tonight is the two-time heavyweight boxing champion of the world and father to 5 sons named George. Please welcome George Foreman. George, how are you?
Good to be with you.
Yeah, thanks.
You know what? When you talked about falling asleep, I thought about, I'm a preacher.
Yeah.
And sometimes you say, amen, and you don't hear any amens, and you walk next to them and say, I said amen. And I thought, if you fall asleep here on me...
I'm not falling asleep in your church,
okay.
That's for sure. Here comes George Foreman to whoop me. Now, you don't mind telling me, how old are you now? You're...
51.
51 years
51.
old. All right, 51 years young. You boxed longer than most people. Are you done now, or do you think you might come back?
I think I'm coming back at 55. My wife made me quit.
Yeah.
By 55, I think she's going to be tired of me.
Right.
I said, get out. Do whatever you want.
And then you'll just keep going? Will you be doing this when you're 80 years old? Will you be out there with a walker pounding people?
But I had my first boxing match in 1966.
Wow.
And became heavyweight champion of the world a second time in 1994.
Right.
So there are some things I can still do.
Oh, yes, there are.
Other than eat. You know about my cookbook? Do you know about my grill? Look, this thing is slanted. It's called the Lean Mean Fat Reducing Grilling Machine. And it helps you knock out the fat. Now, the strange thing about this grill...
I don't think we have time, actually. You know, I'm on Australian time, and the show's over right now. So I gotta go. Well, now, we'll get to the products. Trust me, I know you're here to plug away.
Well, it's the cookbook.
Let me make sure I get a few things in first. Okay. I know people really want to hear about the cookbook, but some people say you might fight Tyson. Do you think you'll fight Tyson?
Well, not until he gets some table manners.
That's right.
I gotta get him a grill.
You're kidding him. How did you work the grill back into it? You can work the grill into any...
to bite.
You'll start grilling people if you give him the griller.
Once he loses all his teeth.
Now, people made fun of you the last time that you came back because they said that you were too big, you were too heavy. Did you mind the fat jokes?
I've been out of the ring for 10 years, 315 pounds.
315
pounds. And they've made many jokes. How can George Foreman be the prodigal son of boxing if he's going to look like the fatted calf?
Right.
How can he be the champion of the world and his training camp is next to Baskin-Robbins?
Right. Yeah, that was mine. The second one was mine, yeah. The crappy first one, that wasn't me. That was some other clown on the air.
But I had to keep laughing, and I decided I needed to find a new way to cook. So, this grill...
You're the best. You are the best. Now, I wonder if I asked you a question about the grill or the cookbook, would you talk about fighting instead? Tell us about the grill.
You know, Muhammad Ali, I'm whipping this guy, beating him up for 6, 7 rounds.
Yeah.
And I hit him in the side, boom, and he fell on my chest, and I thought, I got him now. You know what he said?
What?
That all you got, George? And that was all I had.
Yeah. That was an amazing fight. You should have put a grill in each glove. Stuffed it in there. He would never know what hit him.
About this grill.
The next time you're on, I'm going to have security here that escorts you out. Now, you are not afraid to pitch things. You are not afraid to do commercials. You've done, I think, Doritos. You've done Oscar Mayer. You've done KFC. How do you know which product to endorse?
Well, I have to carefully ask them, how much money? You gotta be careful about that.
You gotta make sure it's the right...
But the grill has been the highlight of my whole life.
The grill, you know what fascinates me about the grill? Its ability to grill food.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That's a grill. Are you always smiling? Every time I see you, every time you've been on the show, and it's not just an act, backstage, you're smiling.
I'm having a ball.
But is it ever inappropriate? Is anyone ever telling you, like, that someone in their family died, and you're like, you know...
That's what I'm thinking when I'm not smiling. So when you see me not smiling, it's something, he's a phony.
Right, right. Now, the book. I want to bring up the book, because I'm afraid you won't. I know you're modest about this, but you wrote a cookbook. And it's the big book of grilling, barbecue, and rotisserie. And,
it's about the recipes from all over the world. I became heavyweight champ of the world in Jamaica. Then
you started talking about boxing when I asked you about the cookbook. It's fascinating. Ask him about a product, and he talks about his life.
Now,
Ask about his life, and you'll get the product.
People ask me, what am I going to name my boys? Mm-hmm. And I keep saying George.
Yeah, you got 5. You never thought of Conan for a name?
Look, if you're going to be a boxer, you got to save money and make preparation for memory loss. So I named them all George Foreman.
That's a great idea.
You're going to get hit a lot. But let me you can't duck them all.
That's a great system,
But this book, I travel all over the country, and I get a chance to share some of these recipes from all over the world.
You've got a recipe in here from Africa,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, it's for the rotisserie.
Right.
And it is the most horrible-looking piece of tasty chicken there because of what Muhammad Ali did to me there.
So you made the worst. You made the worst dish from. But
the taste is great.
Now I'm determined to talk about the grill. You've made. And I'm just gonna, get this out. Okay. You've made, I think, $100 million selling these grills. And but if I had made $100 million selling a grill, I'd be mentioning it a lot too. But you made $100 million. How much cash do you keep on you at any one time? I can't even imagine having $100 million.
You hear people say you got a lot of money, and
right.
It doesn't make any difference. If you
it would make a difference.
If you get $1,000 in your pocket,
right.
You get it in 10s, 20s, and 1s, and you put it in your pocket, then you feel like you're wealthy.
I do
the
that
other stuff, it doesn't mean.
I actually do that with, I get like $100 and I get in 1s.
And that's when you feel like you're healthy.
And I have like a big, could choke a horse, and then people, when they see their 1s, I become the fool. But for a while there, I'm cool.
But it's nice to have money in your pocket,
yes,
$10, $15, $20.
Or $100 million in the bank is nice.
You can't visualize that.
I can visualize it right now.
Grill.
The grills, no.
It knocks out the fat. It helps you knock the fat out of your diet.
Wait a minute, grilled food does not have less fat, does it?
It's less fat.
It does?
Feel it. Just feel it.
Ah! Look at that!
Yeah.
Try that out right there. Try that out right there.
It's there. It's there. You've gained muscle over the years. Real muscle. But and talking about the book, I went to the Olympics in Mexico City.
Were we just
so I got
about
a
the
chance
book?
to get some of the dish from Mexico.
Right.
You'll taste those flavors. It's a wonderful book. Even all the calories are labeled.
Right.
I was in the Olympics in '68.
That's right.
I got a gold medal.
Well, good for you. That's fantastic. That's true. You got a gold medal? You still have it?
Well, it's in a museum.
Did you grill it?
Well, talk about that grill.
Before we go, I see you all the time unboxing. Of course, Don King shows up a lot. What's your relationship like with Don King?
Nice guy, but if you see Don King on television, that's the way he is off television.
Right.
Always making a rhyme. Don't worry about it. You can win any time, and your money will be like mine.
Right.
That don't rhyme.
It makes sense to him. George Foreman's big book of grilling, barbecue, and rotisserie is available right now. Also, autobiography of George Foreman by George. And you know what? I'm so disappointed you don't
print. It's paperback.
Yeah. So you've plugged it before. Now, next time, I'm surprised. There's not a grill in here anywhere you're going to show? No?
Where's my grill?
Get the man his grill, for God's sakes. George Foreman, thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Michael Rappaport coming up. We'll be right back.